Welcome. Welcome, Giovanni. Welcome, Putri. Is my voice clear?
Yep, clear enough.
The
Very
others, is my voice clear? The connection of the internet might be unstable at times, so you might not hear me at times. If that happens, please let me know so I can repeat the explanation. Thank you, Sharina. Here we go. So I share you my slide. Is it clear on your screen? Thank you, Joshua. Thank you. So IELTS writing task 1. IELTS writing is the third module in IELTS. In writing task 1, you're given 20 minutes to complete 150 words, at least 150 words. Trust me, the rater is the person who will check your writing. They will count words by word. So trust me, if you miss one word, they'll know. So if you miss one word, there will be, of course, problem with the scoring. You have to write based on the given data only. It's not based on your personal opinion. So no personal opinion needed in writing task 1. However, you may give your personal opinion in writing task 2. Next. You might get this kind of diagram or table or bar chart. You might get any of them, so be ready. In IELTS, especially for the writing, actually for all modules, be ready for the unexpected. So what are the raters seeking in your writing? The rater, the corrector of your writing, will check on the task achievement, coherence and cohesion, lexical resources, and grammatical range and accuracy. You have the band score there. So if your target score is 7, you need to write, minimum 150 words. Your writing covers the requirement of the task, that 150 words. Presents a clear overview of main trends. So yes, you need to identify the main trends that you will put in the overview. What is the overview? We will discuss later. And then you clearly present and highlights key features or bullet points, but could be more fully extended. So you need to provide key information. What are the key information in writing task 1? We'll learn later. And then coherence and cohesion, it's the organization of your writing. If your target is 7, you need to logically organize information. It means your writing should provide connection, and the connection must be in sequence. So in terms of vocabulary, we'll discuss later. And a range of cohesive devices appropriately, although there may be some under or overuse. Cohesive devices, one of the example is connector. The others are the sequential markers. Sample of connectors, sample of sequential markers, first, second, after that, before, after, lastly. And you use these words, these connectors, and these sequential markers correctly. So you know how to use and that so, and you also know when to put first, second, then, and you don't use certain connectors again and again. So if you only use and until the end of your writing, it's not good then. Lexical resources is the vocabulary. So if your target is 7.0, you need to use a sufficient range of vocabulary to allow some flexibility and precision. So you know how to use synonyms, antonyms, and how to paraphrase. And you use less common lexical items with some of style and collocation. You know how to use idiom, and you use the idiom correctly. Oh, how many idioms? One or two idioms are just enough. Don't overuse. And errors, mistakes are acceptable, but it's only on the word choice. It's not about the spelling. Little bits about spelling and word formation. Word formation is, you know that the word formation of English phrases are a bit different with the word formation in Indonesian language. This usually happens when you directly translate the phrase in Indonesian language directly to English. It might happen that way. And in terms of grammar, you use a variety of complex structure. What is complex structure? I will explain later. And you also combine it with simple structure. And you produce frequently error-free sentences. So there are mistakes, but not many. And you know when the and you have good control of grammar and punctuation, but may make a few errors. It means you know when to use simple present tense, you know when to use past tense, you know when to use present perfect. Is it okay if you only use simple present from start till the end? Acceptable, but I don't think you'll get 7 anyway. If you only use simple present tense from start until the end. Now, let's move on. What should we do when we're dealing with single diagram in writing task 1? Well, first of all, read the instruction, then study the diagram, identify the key information. Then when you write, use the proper grammar, use synonyms, paraphrasing in terms of vocabulary, and then use appropriate connectors and sequential markers. Once you're done and you still have few minutes left, recheck. Recheck for spelling, recheck for the details, recheck for the punctuation marks, the use of colon, semicolon, comma, full stop, the use of capital letter. Yes, the rater will really check that. Let's continue. The simple paragraph type in writing task 1 would be, well, the paragraph that consists of 3 to 4 paragraphs. One paragraph consists of introductory paragraph. One paragraph consists of the overview. One paragraph consists of key information. And paragraph 4 is basically optional. We don't really need conclusion for writing task 1. If you want to write it, it's fine. But if you don't write it, it's fine. It's also the matter of duration. If you don't have enough time, why should you force yourself? Conclusion paragraph. Let's continue. As I mentioned earlier, you need to read the instruction. Okay. The table, as this is the title, the table shows the proportion of pupils attending 4 secondary school types between, yeah, I mistyped, should be between 2000 and 2009. It's not between. The instruction asks to summarize the information by selecting and supporting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. So the instruction asks us to summarize. How? By selecting and reporting the main features, which means we only need to summarize and present the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Comparisons where relevant, which means if it's not relevant, you don't need to make any comparisons. And you need to write at least 150 words. And you should spend about 20 minutes. And I usually suggest my students to start with finishing writing task 1 because you only have 20 minutes and the data is there. You only need to identify what are the key informations, the key features. Let's continue. Oh, the three paragraph formats is one of the recommended one. If you have other resources recommending 4 paragraphs or 5, feel free. So this is an alternative that you might use in dealing with writing task 1 with simple diagram. Let's start with the introductory paragraph. In the introductory paragraph, you need to paraphrase the title of the diagram. What is paraphrasing anyway? Anyone know? Paraphrasing. Chat me on if you want to answer. What is paraphrasing? What is paraphrasing? Oh, it's para and phrase. Yes, but what is paraphrasing? Anyone? What is paraphrasing? Salsabila wrote to write with our own words. Okay, other answer? Other answer? What is paraphrasing? Thank you, Salsabila. Anyone? What is paraphrasing? Okay, I'll go with Salsabila. It's basically to rewrite. Oh, thank you, Chitra. Chitra mentions that paraphrasing is change the sentence by using our own words, but the meaning is the same. Yes. Basically, it's restating the title with your own words, but it's still the same. And the second one, we need to state the items listed in the diagram, the year and the period if there is any. These are the theories. Now, let's put them into practice. Okay, this is the previous table: secondary school attendance, specialist schools, grammar schools, voluntary controlled schools, community schools, from year 2000 to year to, it's not two, in 3 different periods. It's not year 2000 till year 2009 because there are only 3 periods: 2000, 2005, and 2009. So the diagram is about secondary school attendance. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 types of schools in 3 periods. Example. Oops. You can start with the diagram informs secondary school attendance from, should be, by fault. The diagram from secondary school attendance without in. Oh, sorry. The diagram informs secondary school attendance in year 2000, 2005, and 2009. Eliminate the from. And then the items, there are 4 schools. There are 4 types of schools listed, namely what, and what. And that will be just enough. There's a question actually. Is it fine if we write introductory paragraph by only writing 1 sentence? It's fine actually, but personally, I will write more than 1 paragraph. Sorry, I will write more than one sentence. So paraphrase the title of the diagram. The diagram informs. Besides using it informs, you can also use no, I will not use tells. You can use reveals. So we start with paraphrasing the title of the diagram. The diagram informs secondary school attendance, the year, in year 2000. Yeah, eliminate the from. In year 2000, 2005, and 2009. Full stop. How many items? In this case, schools. There are 4 types of schools listed, namely specialist ones, grammar schools, voluntary control schools, and community schools. This is paragraph 1, the introductory. Let's continue with the second paragraph. The overview paragraph. In the overview paragraph, we identify the differences or the similarities of the whole items, of the entire items, and then try to identify more specific trend. In this case, general trend. So identify the differences or similarities in general of the whole item. Let me correct myself. And then after that, identify more specific trend. After the general trend, identify the specific trend. These are the theories, the same table, and this is the sample of the overview paragraph or paragraph 2. We can see that the full schools have different percentages in each year. Well, in general, those 4 schools have different percentages in each year. So this is the general trend. The specific one, besides that, you need to put S after beside that. Besides that, it is noticeable. You can also, or you can write, besides that, we can also note that, besides that, but I prefer to use the impersonal it. It is noticeable that the majority of schools drop in attendance while the community school increases. If you notice, of all 4 schools, only the community schools that gain an increase, 12, 32, 58. While the others, you can see drop, 12, 11, 10, 24, 19, 12, 52, 38, 20. So start with something general and then specific. In general, these 4 schools have different percentages each year. More specific, of all 4 schools, 1 rise, the other 3, the majority, we call it majority because it's 3 out of 4, drop. This is the overview paragraph. Let's continue with the third paragraph. The key information paragraph. Identify the highest and the lowest items. Make comparison, remember, make comparison where relevant. If relevant, make comparison. If it's not relevant, don't make any comparison. Or contrast. Then identify general similarities. Oh, hold on. I need to reshare my screen. Okay, there it is. It's a bit smaller because I need to type. Let's get into the diagram. Okay, I will enlarge the image a bit so you can also see the numbers. Okay. Now, from the table, which school has the highest percentage and in what year? Which school has the highest percentage and in what year? Which school has the highest percentage and in what year and how much? Voluntary, community. Okay, so the highest number, we find the one highest number, that is 58%, the community schools. So community schools in 2009 with 58%. Okay, now please identify the lowest number. The lowest number, one lowest number, when and from which school? Please identify the lowest number of all, and in what year? Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Salsa. So it's the specialist in 2009. So the lowest is specialist schools in 2009 with 10%. Comparison. You can compare one by one, but it will take time. Let's just make a general comparison. So let's say in each year, 12, 24, 52, 12, 11, 19, 38, 32, 10, 12, 20, 58. Okay. In year 2000, the biggest is in voluntary school. And then in year 2005, the biggest is in voluntary school, as always. But in 2009, the biggest is community school. If you notice, in two periods, 2000 and 2005, voluntary schools was the biggest. So you can say in majority because 2 out of 3. In majority, the, oh, sorry. Oh, hold on. Give me a couple of minutes. I need to recharge my battery. I'll be with you soon. There. I'm all ready. Excuse me. In majority later in the full paragraph. So you can say that voluntary is bigger than the others. Like we put in majority. And then, oh, detail. How big is it? You can say 52, 38, that in majority, voluntary get, you can just say above 30% in majority because only in 1 year, the voluntary get below 30. Then can you identify any similarity Are there any similarity? One similarity is that the three schools drop, right? That's one. Can you identify other similarity? Do you find any same numbers? Oh yes, Elsa. You can ask to Miss Heskey for the record. So can you identify any same numbers? Great. Thank you, Joshua. So three schools got 12%, but in different year. I'll just copy Joshua's answer. There. We have 12, 12. Special school, 12% in 2000. Grammar school, 12% in 2009. Community school, 12% in 2000. There you have the details. That's right. Let's compose a third paragraph. Thank you, Chitra. Okay. Okay. Remember, connector is important. So the highest is the first item, so we saw it as a start. Is it okay to write firstly? It's okay. But remember, we need 150 words. Firstly is only one word. As a start, 3 words. Remember, we need more words. As a start, the highest is community schools in 2009 with 58%. Then we directly go with the lowest, while the lowest the lowest is specialist school in 2009 with 10%. Then we need sequential markers. In addition, comma, the percentages of voluntary school in majority, or you can say in most years, is bigger than, oh, well, okay, in most years, we put above 30, with above, oops, with above 30% is bigger than the others. If you want to change the others with the rest, it's also okay. Now, similarity is the last, right? Similarity is the last item. So you can put lastly. The similarity can be seen in specialist schools in 2000, grammar school in 2009, and community school in 2000 that have a width that has the percentage of 12%. There we have it. Paragraph 3, done. Now, let's combine all of those 3 paragraphs and let's find out, have we reached 150 words? Okay, so where's paragraph 1? Paragraph 1. Then paragraph 2. And paragraph 3. Full paragraph. Recheck. I need to recheck some items that is incorrect, that I'm incorrect. Now, let's count. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to switch to other application. Please wait. There it is. Great. Apologize. It gets slower than I thought. I'm going to reshare my screen with you. Loading, please hold on. Okay, the load is pretty slow. There it is. I'll zoom it in. Okay, can you see the text on your screen? Thank you. So, is it 150? I don't think so. Now, let's do something. One of the strategy is you can play with percentages. For example, instead of saying 10%, you can say a tenth of the overall. 10% is a tenth of all. And then 30% you can say as a third of the overall. And then, 58, you can say slightly above the slightly above a half of the overall. Let's say of the total proportions. And then 12%, you can say it as, it's not exactly 10%. So you can say around a tenth of the total. Then, and the strategy you could use is year. Year and in each of 3 years. Then we have it. 152 words. You can also add something else. It is clear that there are 4 types of schools listed, namely what, and what. So there'll be 159 schools, sorry, words. Okay. And that's the sample. So that's why we need connectors, sequential markers, paraphrasing, because we need to reach at least 100. That's the sample. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Thank you, Salsa. I would like to add this one. If you want to play with percentages, we call it fractions. Say it's whoops, excuse me. Oh, thank you, Chitra. Chitra asked how to say 10, 20, or 2% in a word, sir, to make it longer. Sure. So, as you know, percent is 10. So by saying percentage in a word, we call fraction, a tenth of the overall or total. And then if it's 12%, you can say around a tenth of the overall. 20. 20 is around a fifth of the overall or total. Remember, not only a fifth, but it's a fifth of the overall or a fifth of the total. If it's 25, how do we say 25? What is the fraction of 25? What is the fraction of 25? If 20 is a fifth, 25 is 25 is anyone? If 20 is a fifth, 25 is very good. That was quarter. Uh, quarter of the overall or total. Or you can say a quarter or a fourth. Then you're familiar, and then the 30% is, it's not exactly a third because 33 is a third. So around a third of the overall or total. 50. What is the fraction of 50? Correct, a half. Half of the overall. How about 75? How about 75? Yes, it's half. How about 75? 75. If 50 is a half, how about 75? 75%. 75%. 75%. How do you say it in fraction? Anyone? Anyone? You can say it as 3 3/4 or of the overall or total. If it's 80% and above, just say it the majority If it's less than 10%, you can just say it as the minority. So these are fractions. So you can play with percentages. So you don't write percentages again and again. Oh, another one. What is the other word for percentages? What is the synonym of percentages? Percentages. Anyone? What is the synonym of percentages? Correct, Chitra. It's proportion. So, you know, you know how to say percentages. In other words, so you will not say that the percentage of this item, you can use per proportion of this item. And I guess that's all my delivery for this morning. Should you have any questions, you can send messages to Miss Hesty. And Miss Hesty, I return the form to you. Thank you.
Oh yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Eko, for the material and time today. It was an insightful session. Thank you everyone who has joined today as well. Hopefully we can meet another time, probably next week. See you guys. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you for joining.